Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Davo from Echo Gaming, and today I will be bringing you a 1v1 StarCraft 2 cast. Epic StarCraft game incoming. Here we freaking well go. Oh my goodness. So in the top right hand corner today we have our blue Zerg who goes by the name of Cella. Many of you may be familiar with Cella. And in the bottom left hand corner today we have Mr. Crowbar of Team Echo. Oh, the YouTube channel that you're on is Echo's YouTube channel. So this is why EchO.Crowbar is in this game, and so on and so forth. Oh yes, the map today is indeed Cloud Kingdom, the most Super Mario friendly map in the world, sporting 2 Xel'Naga watchtowers, covering pretty much all of the attack paths that you can take, or at least the efficient attack paths. Anyway, this is Heart of the Swarm. Heart of the Swarm, still not a very standard kind of game to be casting, but you know what? It's the future, man. It is the future, and all of Echo's players, they are indeed playing on Heart of the Swarm at the moment in order to get ready. And by the looks of things, getting ready is a very, very good thing indeed, because Cella, man, Cella is one hell of a player. He used to be in Slayers until the end of 2012 when they disbanded, and now he is in Team Acer with MMA as a coach, in a coach capacity. Crowbar, on the other hand, is indeed the team leader of Team Echo. Oh my goodness, so these are two fellows who know how to play this game extremely well indeed, and obviously they're going to be passing each other right now, of course sending out their overlords at both the same time on the map. This is something that you can actually generally see in high level games. You can just see that people know when to send their stuff out, almost down to such a T that it always comes out pretty much the same way. See both our players putting down their hatcheries at roughly the same time right here. That kind of thing is what I really mean. Cella and Crowbar actually going for their 15 hatch build, man. It's quite eco-friendly build at the moment. It's all good times. And down goes a spawning pool as well right now from Crowbar. Cella going ahead, getting his gas a little bit quicker this time, and down goes the pool as well. So Cella looking like perhaps he wants to go ahead, get some early speed just because his extractor was that tiny ickle bit earlier. That's what it says to me anyway. But you know, largely speaking, you can say these players roughly got their gas at the same time. So we are going to see this really cool thing that Zerg players do, which is where they kind of place overlords all over the map in the attack paths, and you know, therefore have a really clear idea of what their opponent are doing all the time. And this is just something they can do because of the overlords, in Zerg play. I can't wait until overlords can have their new skin. It's going to be really, really cool looking indeed, because obviously they've allowed skins to be an unlock, a little bit like League of Legends, but you don't have to pay for them. Haha! Better! Good times indeed. So spawning pool just finishing up right there for Cella, and indeed for Crowbar as well. And now one thing I really like that Cella's doing right here is getting both his queens at the same time, kind of meaning that he can just really easily inject constantly, and his inject micro will always be 1 queen, 2 queen. And that way it's quite a lot harder to miss an inject. So, you know, or unless this hatchery here is, you know, halfway through injecting, and then in the main base the other one isn't injecting at all, that can be a pain because then you're doing it kind of out of sequence. And Cella is really doing it in a nice sequence right here, so we can just see one after the other, and it's all good times indeed. Crowbar not quite starting off his inject on the second hatch. There we go, getting that inject down right now, and actually going for a Baneling nest pretty damn quickly indeed. This is like a surefire, safe way to, well, obviously be safe as really get some Banelings out, because they do tremendous damage to light biological. Zerglings being light biological really, really suffer against Banelings quite horribly indeed. And I don't know where this queen is going from Cella right here. Kind of going on a little walk and then just coming straight back again. But you know what? That is absolutely fine. The queen enjoyed her little walk around the place today. Yay! So, you know, both players are going to be droning up right now. If we check the income tab, we can see that Cella's a little bit further ahead in the amount of drones he's got. But nevertheless, Crowbar actually going and, you know, having slightly more minerals at the moment. Just slightly. Crowbar going to be the first to get his layer up it would seem. He did indeed start early. Cella just starting it right now, and actually dropping a spine crawler as well right here at the front of his base. So maybe a little bit worried about what his opponent's doing. If we look at Cella's view right here, we can see that he knows about the Baneling nest, and that will be a worry to him. But he also knows that Crowbar is morphing his lair. So, you know, Cella knows that it's safe to go ahead and get his lair, because Crowbar wants to be transitioning into that mid game, really. This is Crowbar's view right now, and Crowbar doesn't have as much of a clue about what is going on as Cella does, but hey, all is good indeed. I mean, he doesn't know about the lair, but one can only presume at this point in time. Lair just finishing up from Crowbar, and what tech are we going to see him going? Oh, it's going to be a Spire coming down just above the spawning pool. Good times indeed. So Crowbar getting that Spire tech up and ready to rock and subsequently roll. He's got his speedlings ready to rock and roll. And is he going to go somewhere with him? Oh, he is indeed. So we are going to follow Crowbar's Zerglings across the map right now as he goes to attack Cella. Cella, meanwhile, scouting around the map with his pack of Zerglings, not quite ready for this. So is Crowbar going to be able to make the most of it? There are some Banelings in the natural base of Cella, so Crowbar will want to be careful about this. And, oh... Crowbar needs to be slightly careful about these Banelings if they come, and are they going to do some damage? Yes, they are. One Baneling is supposed to take about 9 Zerglings out. And oh my goodness, Cella is going to be able to clear this up nice and easy. Possibly just go straight for a counterattack right now. It wouldn't be such a bad idea at all. There are already Zerglings entering the base, but oh, they died to a Zergling, and boom, more as well. Another load of Lings die. This Zergling from Cella gets in and does some very, very important scouting indeed. He will know about the Spire coming up now, and that is something that Cella can feel incredibly happy about. This drone jumps into the Vespene Geyser just to save himself and allow himself to become a hatchery as well in war. If you could turn yourself into a building to do this in real war, then it would be a bonus indeed, but you just simply cannot. Oh my goodness, more Banelings morphing up right here from Mr. Crowbar. 11 Mutalisks on the way for Cella, 8 on the way for Crowbar. Both players going for that Spire. Good times indeed, and of course, many times Spires will kind of cancel themselves out. Both players will go ahead and get Mutalisks, but it just depends on the upgrades. Both players going for their armor upgrades right now, and that is good times indeed. The Mutalisks just starting to flow out for either player right now. Spore Crawlers going up at Cella's bases as well. Right here down the bottom. That's a pretty good location for a Spore Crawler, I must say. Indeed, the Zerglings doing a little bit of scouting as well. Attack move scouting, running around the place, making sure that there are no expanding shenanigans from Cella. But nevertheless, Mr. Crowbar here looking very dangerous. Cella coming across the map with his Mutalisks. It's no secret to Crowbar anymore, seeing it at the Xel'Naga watchtower. And these Mutalisks are going to be able to run around the map and clear up the little Zerglings around by Crowbar right now, and it's kind of funny really. Quite a lot of the overlords in the middle of the map have just completely disappeared ever since the dawn, the advent even of the Mutalisks has come. So that's pretty cool times indeed. Mr. Crowbar looking dangerous, looking very defensive indeed. He's got his Banelings up, not quite saturated the third just yet, but then again, neither has Cella, so that's no big disadvantage. If we look at the income tab at the moment, we can see that annually, Crowbar is actually getting a whole load more minerals, and that is simply because he has 54 workers to Cella's 36. Having 36 workers at this point in time, I don't know, that's not fantastic right there from Cella. You would have thought that maybe you would see more than 36 workers, and that is a very noticeable income difference. Very noticeable indeed, and that is pretty substantial actually. I mean, if we look at the workers kill tab right here, Cella's actually managed to kill 2 of his opponent's drones, hasn't had any of his own drones die, so Cella is playing a pretty aggressive style right here. Instead of opting to go for the drone count, he's actually just going for the unit count instead. Oh, and we have infestors on the way right now from Cella, and this means that Crowbar is going to have to be oh so careful, because if a fungal growth catches on these Mutalisks, so many Mutalisks will die, so many indeed. Mutalisks, only being light biological units, suffer generally quite greatly against fungal growth, size storm, splash damage, all of that good stuff. So Crowbar is indeed going to want to be pretty careful right now. I don't know if Crowbar scouted the infestation pit. No, he has not at the moment. but it's only a matter of time until you see Mutalisks on the map right now. 2 more Banelings are morphing, going to be standing at the ramp and near the mineral line. This is to stop run-bys. Jolly good tactics indeed from Mr. Crowbar right there. Totally in the know about what he is doing. Now we have the Mutalisk coming out right now from Crowbar. And, you know, Crowbar's going to have to be so careful about the Infestors of his opponent. Infestors actually finally out right now. Enough energy for fungal growth on one of them. No pathogen glands research just yet. I'm sure it's something that we'll see in the future. And now Crowbar, with this large amount of Mutalisks, really looking quite threatening. 28 Mutalisks on the map. The Zerglings running as well. This is a true Zerg swarm right here. Swarm in the air, swarm on ground, and it looks like Crowbar is going to come in for the third base of Cella. It genuinely looks like this is going to be the first attack, major attack of the game, and Cella is going to have to retaliate with the Fungal Growth. Now it's not a projectile, but the Fungal Growth going down on the Mutalisks is just so brutal and slow. Unbelievable, not quite enough energy for another one. One more fungal growth going down, but I just don't think the Cella has enough energy for more fungal growth. And generally speaking, I think Cella is going to lose this game because he didn't have one more Infestor, and that is absolutely brutal indeed. He would have been able to take down so many of Crowbar's Mutalisks. It would have been absolutely unreal. And oh boy, Cella losing himself a hatchery just there. And now he's going to lose himself a whole load more stuff. These Infestors, still not enough energy to go ahead and drop their fungal growth. Unfortunately for them, I can't believe that Cella missed out on pathogen guys, but we coming in, and so many Mutalisks being stuck right there. Absolute carnage as the Mutalisks are being stuck by the Infestors, but still not quite enough energy to finish it all off. The Mutalisks are going to get in there, snipe away Cella's Mutalisks, coming off the Infestors. No more energy for fungal growth still. Cella GG'ing and leaving the game. Mr. Crowbar was victorious. Well done to him. And oh my goodness, absolutely crazy times indeed. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed that, I'm sure that I'll be doing more Echo games pretty soon. And yeah, man, it was totally fun. So I will see you guys next time. Enjoy playing StarCraft, and we'll keep watching this channel.